Good day and welcome to the You, Me, or the World View, where we discuss day to day issues and how they actually affect the ordinary person, the next person, or whether it's just the world view. Today with me here is Boitumelo, who is who's very familiar with the camera. She actually has a show for herself, one where she discusses movies, shows, and how they actually affect or whether they actually implement the ordinary things people are experiencing. And she's also currently working on a developing news channel, just to make things a little bit more professional, if I should say.
Spicy.
Okay, once again, thank you, Boitumelo, for
Thank you
joining
very much
us
for
today.
having me.
So today we're going to be discussing media ethics in the reference of whether it's represented in South African's popular reality shows. And since we are in South Africa, Ubuntu is the framework. So media ethics alignment with Ubuntu and whether they are represented in these shows. So I guess my first question, if we can get right into it, is what does Ubuntu mean to you and what importance should it hold to every single South African?
I think that's a very important concept. Ubuntu means humanity, and to South African, it means unity, coming together and building something together. It's like working hand in hand with someone. You cannot live or move in life without having anyone with you right next to you, a holding hand, a helping hand, basically. It's a very important concept. It's the principle of giving and getting. It's like an exchange of something that will unite you and me. So it's unity.
Okay, the magic of building each other up, if I can say. Well, I'm looking at the reality shows we have today, such as the famous ones, such as Young, Famous, and African, and the Real Housewives of Joburg, Durban, and so forth. Do you see any similar characteristics, similar principles, and similar ethics that they hold?
Yeah, definitely. First, they portray a certain a lavish lifestyle, which is really outside of the elements of behind the concept of Ubuntu. They show us the type of life that not a normal African would live. For example, the young, famous, and African show, it portrays luxury, a certain lifestyle that only I can see in my dreams.
Oh, yeah.
So it does not show the true image of being a, an African or a South African.
South African. Yeah, it does have, especially for a show called Young, Famous, and African.
And African.
Yeah, it should be something about Africans.
Yeah.
Because, it is acted by South Africans, right?
It is, yes. There's quite a few. I think it's like three there about it.
Yeah, so South Africans not being South Africans. Okay, I hear your opinion, and why do you think it's important that they do display Ubuntu as a media ethic in these shows?
Um, for shows are like an exposure to the society. So whatever you show, you teach. So if you don't show Ubuntu on these shows, what else are you teaching Africans? If you don't show how Ubuntu is supposed to be handled or how it is, what else are you teaching them? The only thing that these shows are coming out of is just profit and not teaching. Outside of teaching, they teach violence, lavish lifestyle, which not a normal South African or African can live up to. So it's very important for them to stay true.
Stay true to being South African.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you think this is a general thing for South Africa? Like, is it a thing that's just coming out now, or are they actually trying sometimes? Or it's just like something, or it's a concept we always follow to not, display Ubuntu.
It has always been like that due to the fact that most of these reality shows actually come from the Western countries. It's it's a handful of them which are originally from Africa, And those ones, if you pay attention to them, they actually portray Ubuntu. For example, the paper.
Yeah.
So those kind of shows, they actually resonate from here, and they show Ubuntu, they show the type of empathy one can have towards another stranger or a fellow African. So,
Okay, as you mentioned, these shows don't display Ubuntu, like in the characteristics, in the mannerism, and the actors they choose, and the plot they choose. So, what, according to you, do you think would be helpful? What actions should they take to display these, like to make sure that these media ethics are being followed?
I think they should go back to the drawing board first of all. The idea behind getting a celebrity to show Africans their lives, um, and not basically take a regular, not necessarily regular, but a normal African who has access to some resources, not all of the resources or overly.
Okay, so going back to the drawing board, showing like real people with like real issues, or like real Africans, as I can say, that have like that are living a South African lifestyle.
That actually portray the whole concept of Ubuntu, not lavish life, luxury, not um, I have money, you can afford a Gucci bag. No, I want to see I'm going to buy Amaquinya, or I'm going to help Mrs. Dlamini to go put up her stand at the corner. Tomorrow I'm going to go look for a job. This is how my job hunting process goes.
No, that's real humanity. It would really inspire like the viewers to be like, okay, this is how they live, this is how we should live, let's build each other up.
Yeah, if this person can do it, I can also do it. Not if you're not gonna sit and dream about it because so easy, just bought a new Lamborghini and you dream that one.
As you mentioned, we really need to go back to the drawing board as South Africans to like our expectations on these shows are not what we are seeing. So, what do you think is the future of media ethics if Ubuntu is displayed the way it is, or the lack of Ubuntu is displayed the way it is now?
Yeah. I don't think there's a future. I really don't. For as long as they continue with this trend of looking for the drama, where the drama is gonna bring the drama. Looking for the most famous celebrities to join these type of shows and portray a very different scenario of Africans or South Africans. I really don't see any change in the future or any advancement. Yeah.
No, that is quite sad to think of, because we as South Africans, I mean, we're watching a show that is talking about us.
Yeah, definitely.
And not just about like, drama. It's less should be less about drama and more about humanity.
And more about the people, involve the people. Yeah, because it's a show that's been watched by people to learn. It's not just these people are just after money. They're money hungry. These reality shows are like a money making scheme. So I don't see that changing in the future. Everybody likes money.
True. It is quite true. We always see the same trend of the same actors playing different shows over and over again. We can always guess. Like if they say, "Oh, there's a new reality show coming," come like, "Okay, I know who's going to be in it."
There's quite a handful of them. Example, the Real Housewives of Durban. We already know that who's gonna come. The people who brought the most drama are gonna come back.
True.
You raised the trade list. You've put them up there, so you made money for them. You're gonna come back.
True. Yeah, it really does sideline like principles, actual ethics being based in the media and the industry. Because if you're after drama, there's nothing positive or little to no positive beings if there's drama, then there's gonna be like emotional violence or like swearing
Yes,
and all those
different
things.
types of dramas. They low key promote violence in a way because they know that if to a certain extent two parties get into an argument, especially when it comes to celebrities, we we as normal people, we are fans, so we're gonna vouch for this one and somebody's gonna vouch for that one. The more we come together and we watch these shows making money for them and not watching them to create something for ourselves or to actually learn something from them.
Well said by Boitimelo, and there you have it. That concludes today's show. We need to do better as African producers, directors, and well, anybody else who's in the film industry. You know, just make something for South Africans. It's not that hard to display humanity. If you can do it like in every day-to-day life, why can't we learn from TV shows as well?
Why can't we show it?
Yeah, that, like I feel like most South Africans, not only just South Africans, kids, a lot of people look up to those shows, and it sells you a dream. Why can't it sell you a dream of humanity?
Why?
Exactly.
And humanity is not really necessarily a dream. It's something that everybody can achieve. We can make it happen. It's effortless. It doesn't have a price tag.
True.
It doesn't have an amount.
True. Well, hopefully next time we tune into the show, there'll be better news regarding media ethics and South African context. Hopefully, hey. But for today's show, remember, muntu ngabantu. I am because you are. Tune in next time to the next episode of You, Me, or the World View, where we'll be discussing issues again of day to day when how they're affecting South Africans and individuals or just the world's opinion. Well, thank you again, Boitimelo, for joining me on this show.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye, guys.